All right, well, it's always good to get off to a good start here in the opener. Thought our guys played really competitively, and we did a lot of good things. Obviously, some things we need to improve on, clean up on. Um, but it's the way it always is in a game like this. But Houston's tough. We expected it to go all 60 minutes like it did and come down to the final play, and that's pretty much what we got. So good to good to get the first one. We got a long way to go. We got a lot of work to do, and we'll just keep grinding it out here and see if we can get better each day, get better each week.
How much do you think that full year that Philip Dorsett has been here has helped him and progress?
I'm sure it's helped him. Yeah, I'm sure it's helped him.
You talk about his performance today, leading the receivers with 7 catches.
Yeah, well, I thought there was a lot. As I said, there was a lot of good things in every area, and then there are things we need to do a better job on. So we'll just keep working at it. But he's worked hard all spring, all training camps, been out there every day, and it just keeps getting better.
Bill, as long as you've been with Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, are you surprised at the way they connect, especially in high situations?
We see it quite a bit every day. There's two great players. Both have a lot of skill. Both very good at what they do. They don't need a lot to complete passes, and we see that every day in training camp and in practice. So, both really good, and Rob's hard to cover, and Tom can put the ball where only Rob can get it, and Rob can get a lot of those. So, glad we have them. Both great players.
Bill, you mentioned earlier in the week that there are kind of some inherent unknowns that you go into every year on opening day. Are you pleased with the way your team made adjustments, especially on defense early?
What adjustments are you talking about?
Your guys seem to be effective in containing Watson early, and in terms of what Houston did, were you pleased with the way that they adjusted?
Yeah, I thought we did some good things. We certainly played them better than we did last year. Not that would take much, but yeah, I mean, again, no one guy can stop Watson, so it's got to be team defense, it's got to be coverage, it's got to be pass rush, it's got to be discipline, man, zone, whatever it is, however many guys are rushing. Whatever the play is, it could be drop back pass, play actions. It's some move the pocket plays for the quarterback. So it's good team defense. He's a hard guy to stop. Hopkins is a hard guy to stop. They do a good job of the running game. So we had our hands full with all those things, but fortunately we were able to make enough plays to come out on top.
Bill, we've seen so often you guys execute in the last 2 minutes of the first half, and today again the pass from Tom to Rob. What I wanted to ask you about was the focus to get up to the line of scrimmage, hurry, before the Texans could call a timeout. And I think even Tony Correnti made reference to that on the field. How much do you guys work on that, and what impressed you about the way you guys were able to execute in that 2-minute drill?
We got off to a good start in the drive with a couple runs from Jeremy, and he got out of bounds on the second one, so that got us up to close to midfield or so. We only had one timeout left. We used 2 timeouts on defense. I think it was 2. Yeah, we used 2 timeouts on defense to get the ball back. So, we had no choice but to go to the ball quickly. And certainly in a situation like that, we'd want to go anyway. We wouldn't want to play stoppage if we didn't have to have one. So, but I mean, it was a good heads-up play. But that's what we practice, and we executed it pretty well. It was a great drive to. After we'd had several series offensively that weren't all that productive, to get the ball in that situation and be able to take it down there in whatever it was, 1:40 or something like that. Josh, the offensive staff, the players did a great job.
Bill, as you like to say, it's a new year, some new pieces on the team across the board. With the offense, how much do you learn about what your offense is capable of and what guys can do in a regular season game today compared to the preseason and training camp and things like that?
Yeah, well, we'll learn some things today. We'll learn a lot over the next few games here. We played different types of defenses and different types of players, and see how it all comes together. But as I said, we did some good things today. There's some things we did that weren't so good that we either need to improve on or figure out something else to do. And that's true in all 3 phases of the game. So. Need to do a good job of coaching, do a better job of coaching, try to put the players in good position, get higher execution levels.
Sorry, with the challenge, do you think you got a better idea of what will and won't be overturned on replay moving forward? Because that was kind of a close play, obviously.
Yeah, but I don't think that had. I mean, I'm not really sure what you're talking about here. The two plays in Carolina that both challenges that I made and Ron made were did the receiver have possession and then fumble. On this one, Hopkins went to the ground for the ball. There was no. It was either he caught it or he didn't catch it. I don't think this is. I don't know if you're referencing the new rule. I didn't think this rule had or this play had anything to do with the change in the rule whatsoever. The question is, again, I don't think it had anything to do with it. I think they ruled it was a catch. I'm not so sure, but it doesn't really matter what I think. They made the call, so that's what it was.
Bill, among the plays that can make a big difference down the stretch in the fourth quarter, how big of an impact does a punt from Ryan Allen and the touchdown, touching the ball down from Jonathan Jones on the 1 yard line, how big an impact does that make on a final possession against an opponent?
Well, it made a big difference in this game because they were out of timeouts, and it added what would have been touchback yardage, so another 19 yards to the drive. So it was a huge play. Ran, I don't know, about 8-9 seconds off the clock. In the end, I think what they were hoping for, what I would be hoping for offensively, is you can get close enough to throw the ball in the end zone, hope to make a play. The ball was far enough away from the end zone that Watson couldn't really get it there. So had that ball gone into the end zone, they'd had another 19 yards. I don't know, maybe could have got the end zone. So it was a big play. Good kick. Good. I mean, it's a great job by Jonathan. Ryan's done a real good job for us putting the ball down, down tight for us.
Yeah, Bill, I was going to follow up on that, and in particular with Jonathan Jones and his return from the injury, the work that he did to come back on the field this year and be ready to go because he had an impact on that play, but also defensively today
Yeah,
in the
absolutely.
secondary.
It's great to have John back. John's a really good football player. He has big role for us in our substituted defenses against multiple receivers, and he does a great job in the kicking game as well, as he always has. That's where he kind of made his mark, got started, and that's led to a lot more opportunities for defensive play time, and he's taken advantage of those. So, he's done a really good job for us. It's good to have him back, and thought our secondary competed pretty well against a good group of receivers. Ellington, obviously, Hopkins. The tight end, the backs, they split Irvin out. Tried to they had a decent amount of empty there, so they challenged us pretty good with the passing game, and obviously the quarterback with extended plays. So, thought our secondary competed well. That's what it took in this game.
Hey, Bill. Just wondering on punt return. I spoke to Joe Judge earlier in the week, and he said, "Look, we're going to keep working guys through. We have a lot of guys who have some experience doing it." Riley was out there today. He had a couple of different plays that maybe could have had different decisions or outcomes. Will you continue to look at that spot as one that needs addressing?
Yeah, like I said, Tom, I think we need to improve in a lot of areas, and that's what we'll try to do. Offense, defense, special teams. We need to do some things on the coaching end better and on the execution end better. So that's what we'll do this week. Okay. All right. Thank you.